Hello, this is Paul Chek. Welcome back to my video blog. Today I'd like to talk to you about something that most people don't think about, but is very important today with the boom of functional exercise, which is quite fun for me to watch because 25 years ago I was probably the only guy out there on the lecture circuit teaching people the science of functional movement and why most of the stuff being done in the gym, such as machines, was a very bad idea when it comes to how the human body functions, and went to great length to show that people actually got less and less athletic ability as they got stronger and stronger using classic bodybuilding type concepts. But now what we have is a bunch of people jumping into functional exercise that don't have the inner development and have not gone through the preparation stages of restoring flexibility in the body, regaining optimal stability, then core strength and basic strength levels as needed for most general fitness type programs before moving into sport specific type strength training, which is really what most of the programs out there like CrossFit kettlebell training, and a variety of other ones that are emerging now are. They're really in the category of sport-specific type training with high-speed movements and technical movements that are often done with very little training, and sadly by a lot of people that don't really understand the biomechanics, kinesiology, and related sciences of what they're teaching, so it just becomes kind of a monkey see, monkey do. So today I want to show you a technique for learning to, one, enhance your balance, but also your sense of movement awareness by monitoring how a weight held in your hand changes your center of gravity. When I'm working with athletes or patients, I often begin this process on a Swiss ball with very light weights, but I thought I would show it to you out here in the rock garden, because here, having these skills is the difference between creating something fun and exciting or possibly getting killed. So you can't fart around out here, especially with big stones like this, because if one of these hits you, it'll snap your leg like a twig, and they bounce. Sometimes big stones can bounce 2 feet, 3 feet in the air. I've seen them bounce enough that it shocked me. So what we want to do as a basic example is just take a weight. Now this could be a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and just get yourself centered. Now as your core turns on to stabilize, a weight at arm's length on average produces 10 times the load in your hand and your low back. So even though you might have only a 10-pound dumbbell, if you hold it at arm's length, that's 100 pounds of load your low back muscles and your spine are dealing with due to the leverage that the weight creates. So what I'm saying is, if you have inflammation in your guts or your core's not working properly because of things like an unresolved past injury, and you start throwing kettlebells around and you're not good at managing your center of gravity and your core's not working, your body's not working, you can easily get hurt having fun, and that often leads to frustration, weight gain, pain, the use of prescription pain medications, which can be addictive and also can cause inflammation in the guts and all sorts of things. So our simple basic exercise is just take a nice stance and learn to regulate core recruitment as it is needed. You don't want to just pull your core in hard all the time because it screws up your breathing mechanism, and it trains your core stabilizers and the stabilizers of your body to be hyperactive, which limits joint movement, and it limits your dynamic ability to move your spine. That's one of the misunderstandings of stabilization training that has occurred in my lifetime, and a lot of people misunderstanding what I'm saying, oftentimes because they're just not paying attention or come up with their own crazy ideas and don't know what they're doing. So what I'm saying here is start with a load close to your body get a nice stable stance like you were going to push this weight up overhead. And then as the weight moves and you can feel the load trying to pull you that way, balance yourself by adjusting your position. And as the load gets bigger and you feel the load going through your spine, your core should already fire by itself. But if you notice that your abdominal wall is not increasing its tone, then consciously activate it to match the amount of contraction necessary to create a sense of stability in your spine. You'll know you have stability in there because you won't have any discomfort at all. If you feel like a sense of pressure in any joint, that's an indication that the stabilizers are not able to attenuate the forces out of the joint structure. And joints should not be getting direct load. If the musculoskeletal system's working correctly, they attenuate the load out, just like a properly balanced bicycle wheel attenuates the load from any point on the rim throughout the whole circumference of the spoke. So if you got 32 spokes and you hit a bump, the load, even though it hits one point of the rim, is divided by all 32 spokes. In your body, you got something like 400 pairs of muscles, and those muscles work because every joint is connected to every other joint in your body. So whatever's going on in your hand is also happening all the way through the chain right down to your feet. So developing that total body awareness. Now as this weight goes out, it wants to pull you that way, but you can settle yourself into your center. So we're working on, as the weight's shifting us, moving back to stay in our center and activating our core as we need to. Like I said, if you get on a Swiss ball, you can start by being seated and doing it, moving the weight around. Then you can go seated on one leg, as I show, I believe, in Swiss ball exercises for better abs, buns, and backs. When you're working with a kettlebell, you can be doing, for example, a kettlebell swing. And if you're not paying attention, what happens is you'll bend forward, your weight will shift towards your toes, and you'll stand up from your back. But if you lean back as the weight's going up and you counterbalance the weight in your hand with the weight of your body and keep your load so that it's always balanced between the balls of the feet and the heels, now you're doing a dynamic version of the same concept that I'm talking about. To take it a little bit further, what you can do is practice things like holding your arm out and stepping up and seeing what you've got to do to adjust your body so that you're not getting pulled off your foot and maintaining your center of gravity over your base of support. Remember, as a load goes up, your center of gravity goes up, making you less stable. So when I'm putting stones up high like that, especially when they're big, I have to be very conscious, because to get up and get a lot of these bigger stones up, I have to climb up on top of stones. So to show you what that looks like in actual practice, first I'm going to keep the weight close to my body to get up on the stone. Then what I got to do to get up on top of this one is I've got to be able to get close enough to stand up, but I can't hit the stack or it'll go over. So I can use this weight to counterbalance me and then come up like so. And that allows me to have enough weight over here, because without that weight, I can't get close enough to this stack without getting pulled backwards. So I can take it out, but I have to consciously, in my mind, counterbalance the weight in my hand with the center of gravity over my stance foot here. So I'm going to go up, and now I've got to take it here as I come forward so I don't bump the stack. Then I can take it and work on finding a place where it fits nicely, like that. Then I can come down, and we've got something. So, just to review, 1, start with a stable stance and a load, move it around. As the weight's going away from you, it's trying to pull you that way. Bring your body back so you can use both feet as evenly as possible. And to the degree that the weight moves away from your body, it puts force on your body trying to pull you toward the earth in that direction, in this case flexing you, or if it's back here, it'll twist you and extend you. As the load goes away from your body, pay attention to what's happening inside your joints and your spine. So as the arm goes out, the core should activate to counterbalance the load through the spine. So simply practice moving the load around and being aware, closing your eyes can be helpful, of what's happening inside you as you change your center of gravity. Remembering when the arms go up, the center of gravity goes up. If the arm goes out and up like this, it starts here. As the arm's going up, center of gravity is going up, but as the arm's going out, it's going that way, so it's going to pull you that way. Then you can get into the dynamic movements, like I said, and pay attention to keeping your weight balanced on the balls of your feet, which is a dynamic process. You've constantly got to be aware of where the weight is, which requires inner sensation or proprioception. Proprioception means where am I at in space. Introception is the class of neurons that feel the inside of your body. For example, if you have gas pain, that's introception. But also if you're feeling pressure somewhere inside your body, that's introception as well. Then when you get to situations where you're using dynamic movements, learn to use the load to support the activity as needed so that your spine and your body feels the most stable. I just wanted to show you out here because here's a situation where if you don't have this kind of sensibility and inner training, trying to do something complex like stand up on a rock stack like that where you can't get too close to it or it'll fall over or you get hurt. And it can crush your legs or your head or any number of things, then this type of higher level athletic event becomes very dangerous, and that's really what my whole point. A lot of the things being done in what is now called functional exercise programs is being done with people that do not have these basic sensibilities, don't have basic core control, and don't understand diet and lifestyle influences on their internal systems and how they disrupt musculoskeletal function. So that's a simple little exercise with some simple awareness drills. Build yourself up slowly. Like I said, you can start on the ground, you can use a Swiss ball, you can go to kneeling on a Swiss ball, and you'll notice on a Swiss ball, as soon as you start moving that weight, it's going to try to pull you off the ball so you can quickly get feedback. Those are the kinds of things that I developed a lot of skill at before I started doing large rock sculptures. A stone like that weighs probably close to 300 pounds. That one there probably weighs about 180 pounds. So when you start trying to get things up like that, you have to have all these skills or you'll get very hurt, and that's not fun. So thanks for joining me today. This is just a small sample of the many, many amazing, powerful, useful, and effective things you can learn starting right with my scientific core conditioning, scientific back training, program design, and advanced program design courses, which you can do a lot of them online. You can buy them on DVD. And then if you want to really begin proper professional training to either master the science of exercise and diet and lifestyle correlations for yourself or coach other people, my Chek exercise coach program is by far the most holistic, comprehensive, and practical program in the world for exercise professionals that I know about. And I know about a lot of these programs because I travel the world all over teaching and have interacted with many of the people that run or are participating in these other programs. So feel free to visit the Chek Institute's Facebook page. You can talk to other people that have been through the programs, get their opinion. But hope you enjoy some of these basic practices. I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Paul Chek.